Ladies and gentlemen, a breaking news update. Hello, my name is Dave Neal, host of Bachelor Nation News. As you know, we've been following this story about Clare, Crawley, and Dale Moss's breakup and how Abigail may be involved. So here's a live photo taken in Oklahoma of Abigail and Noah spotted at a coffee house in Tulsa. I am jived on caffeine right now as we report this story. Do me a favor, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and for bonus content, tomorrow morning's live stream, private membership only on patreon.com/Dave Neal. So let's get into this story. But first, if you aren't caught up, I will catch you up right now. What we have is BachelorNation.scoop was compiling some information here. Yesterday, Clare posted this photo with her mom, especially when the cameras are off with no accolades. As you see at the bottom there, she said she needs people by her side unconditionally with no personal gain. She tagged Abigail. And people were wondering, why did she tag Abigail? Well, Demois had a story that someone from a recent season, a winner of a recent season of The Bachelor, which would be Dale, Bachelorette Dale Moss, cheated on Clare with Abigail. Now, these rumors are unsubstantiated. They're from anonymous sources, but Clare is not anonymous, and she tagged this photo right here. So the question is, if it was Abigail, what is she going to say about this? Is she still with Noah? So much left unknown. So this photo emerged today. Apparently, Noah lives in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Who would have known? You know, they are always jet setting around. What's up with this haircut, by the way? What's going on there? It's like a bowl cut. It's a whole thing. All right, Oklahoma. I like the shorts, though. I'm all about the shorts. Air out the thighs is what I say. Anyway, so that photo came today. Will Abigail talk? I mean, if Dale was on a break from Clare, it's really none of Abigail's business. But if Dale was with Clare, which is what some sources say, if Dale was with Clare, then this is a pretty big scandal happening in Bachelor Nation. One of which I'll say might be one of the biggest of 2021, and that goes up against Chris Harrison, that goes up against Brendan in The Great Unfollowing, and that goes up against Rachel Kirkconnell. This scandal would be probably the biggest infidelity we've ever seen on this show. Let me know if there's anything bigger than this. So let's go to our pal Zachary Reality, and let's see what he has to say about Abigail and Noah. This information we're about to share does involve a potential Bachelor in Paradise spoiler, just so you know. But it's important to the conversation, so let's see what Zachary has to say, our good pal.
This just in, I have some very reliable tea from an inside source, and it kind of spoils the show a little bit, so keep scrolling if you don't want to know. Apparently, Abigail and Noah are still together. They told producers they weren't going to get engaged. The producers forced them to break up on the show for a dramatic moment. Even though next week on the finale we're going to see them going their separate ways, they rekindled things very shortly after Paradise. Noah lives in Oklahoma, and Abigail lives in New York City, so I don't know if they're together for the long haul, but they're definitely together in some way right now. So how this relates to the Abigail and Dale rumors is that Abigail and Dale must have hooked up before Abigail even went to Paradise and met Noah. Abigail and Dale probably hooked up when Clare and Dale were on a break because we know that they broke up so many times throughout their year relationship. That's probably why Clare tagged Abigail, because now that it's all over the internet, Clare's a savage and she wanted to be petty. This just in.
Clare's a savage and she wanted to be petty. Well, the other rumor and the most important information here is, were they on a break or were they together? The latest of sources says they were actually together. We'll have to find this all out. What I'm going to do, though, for you guys is play some of your voicemails. As you know, I like to play your voicemails and hear what you have to say about all this. So let's go through the voicemail line.
Hi, Dave. This is Alex from California. Just a word of advice for Abigail. I think she should read an emotional intelligence book from Bennett. Maybe she could learn something new. Also, as a side note, I love it whenever you tell a joke, you have the women's scream sound effect. Please use it more. I find it really hilarious. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much. Yeah, it's the dumbest of all of my, and I got a lot of dumb ones, but it's the dumbest of all of my touch tones here. But I like the ladies screaming. All right, here we go. Next up.
Hi, Dave. This is Brianna from the Seattle area.
Hi, Brianna.
I don't know if I haven't totally watched all of your video on the whole Dale and Clare thing, and Abigail, but I was thinking about it, and I was looking at what she said of just anyone can put words together to form any narrative they want. I think that, I think it very much is we were on a break, no, we weren't, because when you think about, you can throw words to form any narrative they want.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to be like, oh, we were broken up. That's why I was with Abigail. I honestly, it might be an exact, like, Ross and Rachel thing. That just makes sense with what you're saying. Also, I can't imagine that, I hate to say it, but I don't think Abigail's really looks like Dale's height. When I think of Dale, I think he probably really only likes blondes with, like, the perfect body and all that stuff. So, this is very interesting to me. And, yeah, but that's just a thought I had. I definitely think that it's a very much of, like, we were on a break. No, you cheated on me. Screw you. So, anyhow. Okay, have a great night.
Thank
Bye.
you, Brianna in Seattle. Yeah, I mean, look, were they on a break or not? That's what I mean, you would think they could figure this out based on screen grabs. If they're saying they love each other, if they're seeing each other, that's not a break, so we think screen grabs should be able to prove this case, but we'll have to see. This is a phone call from a few minutes later.
Hi, Dave. This is Brianna from Seattle area again. I'm still watching your video about Claire and Dale. And I just have to share this, and I know this is, like, my analysis is like, super judgmental, but here's the dynamic, I think Abigail is not into a guy like Noah. I think Abigail is into a guy like Dale or Matt James, like, just tall, dark, handsome, just, like, macho, alpha man vibes. And I think that Noah's not. But I think Dale is, like, he wants the alpha female. I think even though Claire is kind of crazy, I think part of the reason why he liked Claire is because she was the blonde with the curvy body, and that's, like, his type. And I just think Dale was so over his relationship with Claire because she's, like, clingy, but she's hot, so he doesn't know what to do. And Abigail's, like, there, just like, oh, that's my kind of man. And Dale's like, sure. And then I think, Noah comes in, and he's just like, I'm just a nice guy. And I hate to say it, I think both Claire and Abigail are not into nice guys. Or even kind, decent men. They're into bad boys. That's what I think. I know it's kind of all feels like very, like, high school, like, kind of dynamics, but that's what I think is going on here. Okay.
Well, thank you so much, Brianna. Well, the show is high school dynamics, so you might not be wrong there, but news reports now that Abigail and Noah are still together. So, it's hard to know exactly who they like. Let's go to Courtney in South Carolina.
Hey, it's Courtney from South Carolina.
Hey, girl.
As far as this Natalie and the birthday card thing goes, Nick Viall thinks he's smarter than he is. And I imagine that this young girl feels a whole lot of pressure to get it right. So I don't necessarily blame her for doing so. I just think she wanted to really get it right, and she needed, a little bit of guidance. So who cares? I mean, it's between them. It's a birthday card between a couple. Come on, people. Anyway, Courtney out.
Courtney from South Carolina. I actually agree with you. Not everyone's a poet. Not everyone's a good writer. And whether or not you can write a heartfelt birthday card doesn't say anything about your relationship. It just doesn't. And I know this because my fiance cannot write a card. She cannot bring pen to paper and figure it out. That's just not, and she knows it. That's just not her thing. She can't do it. She knows I'm a writer and I can be poetic. I'll cry on the paper. I'll kiss it. I'll do a mushroom stand, whatever. She can't do it. I understand. So, and then when you factor in the fact that Natalie was, and of course this is in reference to the accusation she plagiarized her birthday post for Nick Viall. When you come down to it, she got a lot of eyeballs on her. She's 24, not her strong suit. Just try to get a good post out there. So, if she was trying to sell something as hers and it wasn't, that's a different scenario. But yeah, I think it's a full non-story. That's why we didn't cover it. All right, Linda in Santa Maria, you are up.
Hi, Dave. This is Linda from Santa Maria, California. I just wanted to say that I think it would be awesome if Joe broke the fourth wall and totally went off on producers for bringing Kendall back, completely ruining his engagement to Serena. I just think that would be awesome. All right, thanks. Love your show.
Thank you so much. And of course, you mean his proposal. We don't know what actually goes down. He probably would get sued for breach of contract if he did that. In the end, we saw the preview that Kendall's going to show up. We'll make a video about this maybe on Monday for a preview because there won't really be any news until then. It could be better for his brand the way he handles Kendall. Yeah, I'm sure he's sort of in on the ruse. He knows. I'm sure producers say, look, we have to do this. And he's like, I know you got to do this. It's just part of it. Kendall's not some no-name. They're both a big-name couple. Excuse me. Thank you so much for the call.
Hi. I wanted to give my opinion on this whole Clare, Abigail.
Well, this is very quiet.
So what I think happened is they hooked up while they were still together or had barely gotten back together. And she told Noah that on Paradise, and that's why Noah broke up with her after telling her that he loved her. Because he was like, no, I'm not about that. And then that's why she was like so upset, because she was like, I opened up to him finally, and then now he dumps me. But anyway, I don't like Abigail, and I don't like Dale, and Claire deserves better. That's all.
Well, thank you for the call. It sounded like you were in a helicopter in Vietnam. That's what it sounded like. That was the worst sounding voice. I have it as blasted as loud as possible, and that's as loud as I could get it. But I like your point. Claire does deserve better. But if these are the guys she's picking, I'm not victim blaming. I'm just saying she needs her girlfriends by her side. She needs her friends to pick her a guy. How about that? She's lost privilege to pick who she ends up with. Last call.
Hi, Dave. I'm here from Pakistan again. Your all-time caller.
Nice.
You're doing great shows. Okay, so about Dale and Claire's situation, I have a couple of things to say. I hope I can do it as soon as possible. The thing is, if Abigail and Dale hooked up while they were on the break, I don't see a problem there first. Second, Dale, from the get-go, was never into Claire as much as she was into him. I think it's very, immature of her to go for him right away and spoil her bachelorette experience. I don't get that first. Another thing, I don't like the fact that Claire attacked Abigail in that post. If anything, even if he cheated on her with Abigail, it should be the guy to be blamed all the time. It should never be the girl. You can never blame the girl that he is being with. So I don't see, again, it reflects a bit of immaturity, to be very honest, on Claire's part. So I'm not really sure how that works. Anyway, thank you so much. Take care of yourself. Lots of love.
Thank you so much for the call, all the way from Pakistan. Much appreciated. Thank you. Your voicemail sounded better than the domestic call. So we need better Wi-Fi like they have in Pakistan. Yeah. Well, so you're criticizing Claire for tagging Abigail. Well, if Abigail knew that Claire was with Dale, then I think the tagging of Abigail is sort of fair. But yeah, if it was on a break, then the tagging is like, hey, that's not Abigail's fault. So that's where the point of concern becomes. Which one is it? Excuse me. Well, thank you so much for the call. I really appreciate it. I appreciate all of your calls. Very informative to get calls from literally all over the world on issues like this. Can you believe it? Just a fascinating story. I'll have updates as they come. I'm going to be leaving for my show in Ventura County in a few hours. So this might be my last video of the day. If there's any other updates that happen on the fly, I'll film it with my iPhone. We'll do it from the car. In the meantime, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to this content, and go to patreon.com/Dave Neal to check out my membership-only convos. Now, if you want a really weird story, I made a Facebook-specific video right here last hour because there was a argument going on one of the threads on my Dave Neal's community, and I didn't like how the argument was going, so I made a video response. So if you want to see this conversation about multi-level marketing companies within the Dave Neal's community, go for it. I just ask everyone to be kind. I understand that Facebook is a cesspool where people don't treat each other like humans, but not on my watch. If we're going to be in my community that we have going on, we're going to treat each other with respect as if we were business partners, lifetime partners, family. I want to say family members, but we don't really respect our family members. You get the point. Either way, go to Dave Neal's community on Facebook to be a part of that conversation. If you want some extra content of me just yelling at people. Because here's the deal. You ever get in a Facebook comment thread and it's so annoying you don't even want to type your answer? I got in some weird thread where my mom was peddling some conspiracies, and on her comments, I ended up recording a video response because I was like, I want you to understand how annoyed I am. I'm not just here yelling with cap locks. I'm like, And that's how I felt with this comment. I was like, not on my watch, not on my time. I'm going to continue to leave voicemail, video comments like that when the time is right. So anyway, go over there, check that out. I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. Stay kind. Happy Friday. Bye now.